Right now here tonight, fights, threats, drug use, the scene inside some of our Louisville public libraries. Well, tonight the librarians who try to keep the quiet are fed up and demanding help from the city. They held a union rally tonight, and WHAS 11 Night Team's Taylor Woods along with photojournalist Ian Hardwitt are live with the story. And Taylor, you heard many specific examples tonight.
Yeah, Doug, several dangerous incidents have taken place at local libraries across the city. And tonight, librarians attended a Metro Council meeting urging council members to take action based on their safety concerns.
Ask me.
What do we want?
Safe libraries.
When do we want them?
Now.
After several dangerous incidents at different library branches, these librarians are taking their safety concerns to Metro Council.
We felt it's important for our community to invest in our community and in the libraries, and that includes giving us the resources we need to be safe.
In January, our focus team showed you this video, a fight at the Shawnee Branch Library, one of many here. It's not the only one facing problems.
We've had occasional patrons threaten violence.
Catherine Skaggs, president of the local library union, took the floor. She's demanding more safety measures.
Metro Council members, we bring this to your attention so that you can work with the mayor's office and help ensure our libraries are safe for workers and members of the public.
Some of the librarians say something needs to be done because you never know what can happen when patrons are asked to leave.
It can be very scary because you wonder, is this the time they'll go quietly, or is this the time they're going to go after one of us?
In a statement, Nicole George, Deputy Mayor for Public Health and Services, said, quote, "We've taken action, hiring a new security firm, installing new cameras, and implementing new incident tracking software all in the past 4 months. Since January 1st, the Louisville Free Public Library says an additional guard has been scheduled at the Shawnee branch." Skaggs questions that.
The security situation at the branch is inadequate if there's only one guard. There's a wide open upstairs and a downstairs and a parking lot and around the outside of the branch. So it's impossible for one person to cover the entire thing.
Council President Marcus Winkler says budget-related items like security cameras and other safety measures will be discussed soon.
We're discussing the budget writ large. The library is part of that budget. We will have a specific hearing on the library, I think, in a couple of weeks.
In the meantime, these librarians are handling more than just checking out books. And Monday, May 15, Shawnee Library staff are expected to meet with Deputy Mayor Nicole George and LMPD division leadership to discuss ways and how to collaborate between LMPD and Shawnee staff. Reporting live in downtown Louisville, I'm Taylor Woods for the WHAS 11 Night Team. On your side.
Taylor, thank you very much. If you want to see our full focus investigation that we aired a few months ago into the library system and the safety concerns, head to our website, WHAS11.com, or download the free WHAS 11 app. Developing news here we're learning about tonight. Norton Healthcare in Louisville was the victim of what they're calling a cyber event. In a statement today, Norton Healthcare says it began on Tuesday when the security team received a suspicious communication. In response to the attack, systems were immediately taken offline and internet and email access disabled. Teams are now working to restore normal computer operations as quickly and safely as possible at Norton. Norton Healthcare says they have notified law enforcement and that hospitals, medical practices, and other facilities will remain open. Patients should arrive for their appointments at regular times unless contacted by phone. New tonight on the WHAS 11 Night Team, the effort to improve policing in Louisville is returning to the former practice called community policing. But this time around, it's a new community-based idea coming from the Louisville Office of the Inspector General. And it's aimed at improving LMPD's relationship with Louisville. WHAS 11 Night Team's Connor Steffen is here to explain the Community Policing Councils. Connor?
Doug, so the Office of the Inspector General really has been working on this initiative behind the scenes since about December. Edward Harness, the Inspector General, admits it will take time to implement, but believes it could be an important community-led step in the right direction for LMPD.
Edward Harness of the Louisville Office of the Inspector General will be the first to tell you.
It's not an original idea.
Rather, one he took during his tenure working under the Albuquerque, New Mexico Police Department, in the midst of its own consent decree. The concept, community policing councils.
A direct outlet for the community to have access to the police department.
In theory, each of the 8 LMPD divisions will be home to its own community policing council, a board of civilian members acting as a sort of policy review body. dictating how LMPD polices various neighborhoods. Before we get to that point,
We will facilitate that communication.
the Office of the Inspector General will host several months' worth of meetings, seeking perspective on what you want to see. Harness calls this a community-based movement.
And of course, it's going to have to be statutory and it's going to have to meet the laws and ordinances. Certain things will be out of bounds that will be suggested, but there will be many things that will be in bounds.
He admits the term community policing has caught on as a sort of buzzword over the years. Such past attempts have failed in Louisville.
Yes, because they have heard of community policing, but they have never seen it.
Bishop Dennis Lyons understands the skepticism, but backs the Inspector General's efforts.
But it definitely has to be true, it has to be real, it has to be authentic. And if it did, we will see the immediate change in the Lower Metro Police.
I don't think the police department is receptive to what we want and what we need.
Jackie Floyd, a prominent name in Louisville's Russell neighborhood, says she has more doubts than hope for the effort.
How will they be engaged in the community? And I'm not talking about old folks like me. I'm talking about the young Black males that are impacted by this violence.
Harness says convincing won't come by way of words, but by action.
And the goal is to have the community control and maintain the meetings themselves.
First of these community meetings takes place June 13th. That's a Tuesday from 6 to 8 at night at the Molly Leonard Community Center. It's off North 27th Street. For a full list of meeting dates, you can head to our website, WHAS11.com. In the studio, Connor Steffen, the WHAS 11 night team on your side.
All right, Connor, thank you. Former police leaders from other states are now warning of what could come if Louisville isn't careful in its upcoming negotiations with the U.S. Department of Justice. Jason Johnson is the former deputy commissioner of the Baltimore Police Department and was involved in negotiating their federal consent decree over the police department years ago. We talked to Johnson today, and he says these agreements are often ineffective at fixing root issues long term. Instead, he says the result is losing more officers, hits to the local budget, and years under federal observation with no clear end. A man is dead after a stabbing in Elizabethtown tonight. Police say they were called to Melanie Lane near Westport Road in E-Town for a stabbing at about 6:30. When officers arrived, they found a man who had been stabbed to death. Police say they do believe they have all parties involved in this case. Today, we are getting a first look at the new weapons detection system that could soon be inside JCPS schools. A demonstration at Butler High School showed exactly how it works, what happens when a threat is detected, and how reliable it can be. It's important to note these are different than metal detectors. Students can pass through without taking off their backpacks or jackets. Once somebody does walk through, an image is sent to a nearby tablet. It would then be up to the staff member to pull that person aside for a separate search.
If there's a potential threat, I'll demonstrate this. The lights go red, there's an audible alert, an image is sent over to the tablet.
Still, it isn't a done deal. JCPS leaders say they are accepting proposals from this company, Evolve, and others, but they have to move fast with a goal of installing weapons detector systems in more than a dozen high schools by the beginning of next year. All new tonight, the University of Louisville is now offering free tickets to be claimed to the Yum Center for Monday night celebration of life for Coach Denny Crum. And the tickets are being snapped up quickly. We've been watching it tonight, so right now you're looking live at the Ticketmaster site that is offering the free tickets for you. To claim the seats in green, those are the ones that are available on the different sections when you move the cursor like we're doing for you. U of L tonight told us one section is blocked off for family and guests, and since interest is so strong, they told us they will continue to free up more tickets in brand new sections, but those will be further away from the stage. You can head to our website for a link to tickets at WHAS11.com. The celebration of life is Monday night at 7 and will last 60 to 90 minutes. It'll include in-person guest speakers as well as recorded videos from others who cannot be in attendance. Earlier on Monday of next week, the visitation and funeral services will be held for the Hall of Fame coach. The visitation and funeral will be held from 11 to 2 at Southeast Christian Church on Blankenbaker Parkway. Now, the funeral starts at 2 p.m. also at Southeast Christian. The burial for Denny Crum will be private. New on the night team, several organizations from across Louisville teamed up tonight to host a produce giveaway in West Louisville. Norton Healthcare, Greater Louisville Medical Society, and New Roots gathered at the West Broadway YMCA to give away 200 bags of fresh, locally grown produce. Residents who came say finding healthy food in the West End is extremely difficult, so giveaways like this are so beneficial.
I have a lot of health issues that require me to have a lot of healthy foods like salads and stuff like that. And I don't find them around here in these little corner stores and stuff. Mostly they have is like canned goods and stuff like that, but they don't have any fresh vegetables. They don't have any fresh fruit, you know, things like that that I really need for my body.
Residents say the ultimate goal is for a real grocery store to be built. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg has expressed a wish to bring a grocery store to the downtown area. Part of Greenberg's budget also includes incentives to lure grocery stores to other neighborhoods around Metro Louisville.